Welcome to Neighborly Natalie, episode 10. We're getting into the double digits now. Definitely worth celebrating with the Louisiana SPCA Christian mood.
Of course. Always great to have you here.
Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. So before we get into this absolute beauty, we have some happy tales and a few lingerers. Tell us about the happy tales.
Okay, so Haven and Norman have been adopted, so that's really big news. But also we do have a few friends that need adoptable homes.
Yes.
So if you're looking for an older pet, Dexter at our Plaquemines Parish, he's still
cute.
there. And then if you want a smaller, more younger friend, you can go for Frankie.
Yes.
Frankie's still adoptable. Or if you're looking for a cat, we have two awesome cats that are still adoptable as well. And that's Elmo and then also Reggie. Elmo and Reggie are both very friendly cats. I feel like Elmo has a very old soul. So he seems like an old cat when you first meet him, but he's still young. And then Reggie is really sweet. He comes up to everybody. He's always so talkative. And he just wants to lay in your lap and just be there the whole day.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's introduce you to this absolute beauty. I saw her last week when I was doing my regular rounds of the puppers, and she is gorgeous. In fact, I think gorgeous is an understatement. She
really
has
is.
the little ears that flap over, the most beautiful brown hazel eyes I've ever seen in my life.
You can honestly just get lost in her eyes. You really can.
That's facts. That is straight up facts. But give us the lowdown on her. Tell us everything.
Yeah, so this is Suzy Cute, spelled S-U-Z-Y, cute. And her name just really exudes it. She's so cute.
I think it's perfect.
She's only 5 months old, but she's really mature for her age. So she's a really calm pup. So if you're looking for the puppy with not all of that puppy energy, but still that essence of a puppy, really sweet, someone I'm going to grow with for the rest of my life, this is Suzy for you.
She's kind of like the perfect puppers because, like, even when you come and see her, you think puppies are just so, like, over the top energy wise. Like, yes, she has energy. Yes, she definitely made her presence known when I first came by. But look at her now. She's just camping out. She's a little ham. She just wants all the snuggies.
She's the perfect napper. If you just let her stay here, she'll eventually fall asleep.
And then also, she does like to sunbathe.
She does.
I got a really good glimpse of that before. She was just sprawled out, stretching, like taking it all in. I mean, she is a gem. You got her, she's 5 months old. Do you know her story at all?
So she was actually a stray drop-off from just resident New Orleans. They just found her walking down the street. And so they just brought her to our facility, and we've had her since April, since the beginning of April.
Whoa.
And she's a puppy, and she's so young, so she needs a family that is ready for her, ready for all her antics, but also she's not too crazy. She's a very, very calm dog.
Yeah. And do you think she's going to... I feel like she's got some big paws.
Oh, she's going to get bigger. She's only 5 months right now.
How much does she weigh now, if you had to guess?
She's
20-ish?
around...
30?
Yeah, around 30 pounds.
If you had to guess, obviously you never know with the rescues and stuff, but how, if you had to guess?
If I would have to just look at her...
She's a stumper.
Yeah, just looking at her
Look at that.
almost taking up my
Yeah.
hand. So probably when she reaches
Almost
1
the size
year...
of my teeny hands.
She'll probably be in that like 50-pound range, and she'll be kind of like a mid-sized dog, right up to your little your hip, like right up to your hip.
More to love. More to love. And I mean, she's obviously very beefy, muscular, so I think maybe if you are a runner, you may be good friends. If you are active and you want to take her as your little workout buddy, I don't think she'd complain in any capacity
Or
about
if
that.
you just want to have a little tanning session, she'll go right there in the sun with you.
That's a given. You have a pool.
Take her to the beach. Yeah.
Do you think pitty swim?
Of course.
No, you think, okay, I've never seen a pitty swim, but I mean, now that I think about it, she does like to sunbathe, and I'm thinking maybe if you have a pool, she may want to go in for a little dip.
A great way to just introduce her to like any type of like watery setting is if you're going to a beach, slowly, like of course, go to a pet-friendly beach.
Okay.
And just slowly ease her towards the water. Sometimes that can be a little scary, the big waves, the noise. Also, some beaches have a lot of people there. We're going to talk about that, summer gatherings, but just slowly easing them into new surroundings and new places, letting them walk on the sand, something they may not be familiar with. It's a wonderful experience for them, and it's a really cute experience like for you as well.
They absolutely love that. I mean, you know, let's just get right into the summertime chatter. The gathering, sometimes it can be so overstimulating, maybe even frightening for the puppers. Talk about that.
Yeah, so for southern gatherings, it's always important to remember that all pets are different. So some of your pets might do well in social gatherings. They love people. They love to play around people. But you have all those other pets that are a little bit more reserved, a little shy, and they can get anxiety when they meet a whole ton of people they've never met before.
Yeah.
So just knowing your pet allows you to kind of work around how they do best in crowds or groups, whether it's in your parents' backyard or it's at a dog-friendly event. Just knowing how they respond to certain stimuli goes a long way. But also some other really important things. If you're going to have people over to your house during a Southern gathering, you're going to make sure you introduce your pet slowly to those new people. You're going to make sure if there are children, you are setting those guidelines, making sure they're respecting the pet. So making sure they're not chasing or overwhelming your pet.
Or like, you know, just pesting and being annoying. Also, I mean, some kids don't know the boundaries, but a lot of parents, I think, don't even enforce it. Go like, that's not how you treat the dog. Yeah.
And also, I think another important thing is just making sure you're keeping them away from open flames because there's going to be a lot of food. So if you're going to be outside and there's going to be some barbecue, she just wants to kiss.
I love this so much. People are really getting a good depiction of her personality. And honestly, she'd probably be great with people.
She would.
Going in people's laps and just smothering them with all the loving. I mean, this girl.
We've had some big holidays coming up, so come on, let's just adopt Suzy. Take her to you.
She'd be amazing at that. And talk about, you know, a lot of times when you have gatherings, people want to go feeding your pet. Bless you. Bless you.
So obviously stay away from those scraps. If you have guests, tell them don't give scraps to your pets. You always want to stay away from those overly seasoned foods, alcohol, those sweets like chocolate, and also some gummy candies that have xylitol in it. Another big thing is that if you do want to share food with your pet, you know, include them in the gathering, the family, the party, just making sure you're choosing things that are very...
I love her.
Yeah, so just choosing things that are pet friendly, you know? So if you're giving bones, make sure they're raw bones and not cooked bones, because those cooked bones can splinter into small pieces and cut your dog's throat.
You can come over here if you want, lady girl. I'm okay with it.
If you're going to give meat, if your dog is adjusted to a raw diet, you can give that, or you can just cook up some unseasoned meats and give it to them.
Oh, yeah. Dogs do like the meat, like chicken or like plain turkey. It's definitely the seasonings that you have to be careful for, because there's a few of them that they can't go
like onions, you want to stay away from onions as well. Some actual pets like fruit, so you can give them like blueberries, but maybe stay away from grapes. So,
okay, which is actually a really good little tidbit, because I was walking around my complex and somebody just dumped grapes, and of course G Monster was trying to go eating at them, and I'm like, I don't really know about that.
Now, of course, not one is not going to take your dog out, but it's that excess. So if they got all those grapes, then it becomes a big problem. So definitely want to stay away from making sure, but always have an emergency vet on call. If you're ever unsure about anything, just research it. That's a great way to let you know what to do next. I would also say just make sure your pet is microchipped. We offer microchips with the SPCA, and make sure they have their leash, collars, and tags on, just in case they get overwhelmed and they escape. Some of those few signs that you're going to notice is panting, whining, just excessive scratching, you know, just some of those key terms are like, I'm uncomfortable. And that I need to be removed from that space. So if you can remove your pet to a space or give them treats and toys that keeps them calm during those visits or those gatherings, it goes a long way.
That's great tips. And you know, just as a pet owner, like keep an eye on your pet. Like, you know your pet better than anybody else. And if your pet looks like they're being weird, maybe put them in like a room by themselves with the door closed. Maybe, you know, give them like a blanket or something for, you know, just so they could be a little bit more comfy. You know your pet better than anybody else, and there's nothing wrong with telling somebody, leave my pet alone. Some people will be like, but honestly, like, you have a responsibility to take care of your pet, and if they don't like it, they give you cues, and if you ignore them, then that's when you get into trouble.
I think those cues are important because it not only protects your pet, but it protects everybody in this society.
Totally. She's ready to go and play. Typical puppy. Willing to snuggle for a little bit, and then go see you in a little bit. She'll be back, don't you worry. So, little tidbit for you. Last week, Christian and I chatted about some hurricane season tips that you can stay with your pet and you don't have to leave them behind. Everything you need to know about evacuations, and that special is on Friday and Saturday. So make sure you go checking it out on WGNO WDNO Plus, also the CW, because it's great tips. We love giving viewers our little tips and tricks if we want pets together.
And just some added summer tips. If you're going out to any dog-friendly events or you're going out as Louisiana is getting hotter, just make sure you're bringing a collapsible water bowl for your pet, fresh water, and also as the pavement is getting hotter.
Oh, yes. What do you do? What do you recommend for that?
We always do
Little
a palm
booties?
test. So a palm of you, a 5-palm test. Put your palm on the ground. If it's too hot for your palm to be on the ground, it's probably going to hurt their paws, their little paw pads. And so if you can, some people like shoes. Shoes are not
Little
for every
booties.
dog. Little booties.
No, they do the funny walk.
Yeah, but if you can get like some paw wax, it helps protect their paws and keep them moisturized. Especially when they've been out for a long day and they come back and those paws are dry and cracking. Just make sure to moisturize them.
I didn't know there was such a thing as dog wax.
Yeah, you can get it at any pet retailer.
Really cool. And then I think also if you don't want to go petting the pavement because you think you like, oh, I'm going to burn my hand. Hello, that's a cute. Don't let the puppers go walking on the pavement.
Exactly. Stay to shaded areas, go to grassy areas.
Yeah.
Anywhere you don't have to walk on the ground for too long.
We got to protect the babies. Oh, they're so cute. So
Another thing is sand as well. Sometimes sand can get really hot. So just be mindful when you're at the beach as well.
Okay, so lots of little tidbits to go thinking about. Before we end up heading off, you did mention that we're going to do a double take of another puppers that is available for adoption. Who do we have?
Of course, I would love for you all to meet King. He's a little pitty, and he's done some amazing things at our shelter so far.
Tell us.
So King, he's done 2 things. We had a school group visit and they donated some tennis balls to us, but they put them in the piñatas and we broke the piñata, and King loves toys. And so he had the time of his life that day. He just showed his love. And recently we just had a Cocker Spaniel come into our care. And that Cocker Spaniel severely needed a blood transfusion. And we used King's blood. So he's a little hero. So he helped a Cocker Spaniel move on for the next day.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, we do blood transfusions all the time through our shelter clinic.
Okay, wow.
But when we pass by his kennel, he'll have the I Saved a Life, and the dog's name is Ripley at the moment. So that's his Cocker Spaniel. And then he'll also have a certification from Kevin. So he's passed like some training courses.
All-Star King.
Yeah, so he has a lot of little titles under his belt. But he's a really good dog.
Oh, he sounds like a gem. So, I mean, Suzy and King, I mean, just adopt them all, please. Somebody. They're just, I love them so much. And speaking of loving your pet, part of being a great pet owner is making sure your pets are vaccinated. And you did have one vaccination event here in New Orleans, but if you missed that, there's another one in Plaquemines Parish. Talk about that coming up.
So thank you everybody who came out to our Giving Hope NOLA vaccination drive. That was May the 16th. We had a wonderful turnout, but if you couldn't make that, we're having one in Plaquemines Parish and Beers YMCA. Obviously with the YMCA there, it's a very cool and a very awesome place to have a vaccination event, and the community always turns out. It's going to be May the 31st, and just like the last vaccination event, it's all those core vaccinations for your cat or dog, plus rabies tag. Of course, for $30, really low cost. Can you imagine? Normally through our community clinic, vaccinations, still low cost, are about $100 plus dollars.
Okay, so there's a huge
So that's how the exam starts. So that $30 is really important for our community.
That's incredible. So please consider it. So Suzy, come here. We got to get your face on camera before we go.
Come on.
We can't head on out of here without seeing this beautiful lady. Look at this girl. Okay, so we have Suzy, we have King, we have Elmo and Reggie, we have, Dexter and Frankie. I mean, there's dogs and cats galore, enough for everybody to go around. Please consider the Louisiana SPCA to adopt. I mean, adopt, don't shop. I love them. Gigi would hate me. Love, love, love. Don't go anywhere because we have more Neighborly Natalie on the way, specifically with Whattttt NOLA. Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. This is Whattttt NOLA. It is the social interactive portion of the show where you, the viewer, has a say in exactly what we go talking about, and in fact, you direct the conversation, and basically in a nutshell, this segment is all about you. So basically I'd say every week or so, I go posting on Facebook asking you for your questions, and then I do a little follow-up question on Friday where I let you know that we are about to do a last call. And then I also do a Facebook Live on Saturday night to talk to you about some weather for the weekend, upcoming week, and then also about the Neighborly Natalie episode, getting some questions to you in that aspect. But for this particular episode, I tried something different. I went asking questions on Instagram too to see if I could go getting a few more from you, and it actually worked. So I think moving forward, it's going to basically be a Facebook and Instagram type thing. So I like to go including as many questions as I can. I like to have as many people included because the more, the merrier. So let's get to the questions in this episode 10. Can you believe that we finally made it to episode 10? Moving right along. I do have an update on my little chunky monkey Ginger. How is she doing? We've been kind of revisiting this question over the last few weeks because it's every 2 weeks or so I've had a little update for you. So we did have another follow-up sonogram. Little chunky monkey visited her internal medicine vet out in Laplace, and we've basically have kind of gotten to the point where we know the condition that she has. Can't quite pronounce the second word, but I'm gonna go putting it on screen so you can see it. But the first word is sinus, and then the next word is some like 20-letter starting with an H condition. And it's all about her lymph nodes. We have been, when she first went to the vet, we were dealing with abdominal fluid, large liver, and enlarged lymph nodes. At this point in time, all the fluid in her abdomen, that has since, in the words of the vet, 100% resolution in that area for about 2 times now, so that's no longer an issue. But she still has an enlarged liver and enlarged lymph nodes. She's still on the doxycycline, and then she's also still on the prednisone. We started to taper that dosage off because little did I know that a side effect of a dog being on prednisone is that could potentially go giving them an enlarged liver. And so the vet said that she's not super concerned about the current situation, being that she is on the prednisone, but now that we're tapering it down, hopefully we'll see some results in that aspect. And then we also added in another medication to the mix. This one going to be a Topica. So hopefully between these 3 medications, my little girl can go feeling better, because little by little, she is getting a little bit more pep in her step. And lately I've been noticing she's a little bit more verbal than usual, especially when it comes to her food. I joke that if she was a person, she would totally be 100% Italian because she just loves her food that much. She like cries in like the most happiest of ways ever for her food. So, but overall, little Ginger is on the up and up, but now that we kind of have a baseline for what's going on, I'm hoping that from here she's gonna continue to improve. Our next appointment is in about a month, so don't worry, I'll give you another update at that point in time. But here's a really good view of some of the things that we saw along the way out to Laplace. It just so happened to be a day when we weren't dealing with some storms and showers, so it was really, really sunny. Going over the bridge of the water, and then also seeing the nice sky and just like the wooded area. It was such a vision. Like, I've done that drive so many times at this point, but on this particular day, it was pretty stellar, so I had to go sharing those views with you. So thanks, Seth, for this question. We will keep revisiting it, of course, in the coming weeks. Hopefully, sooner or later, we could stop revisiting this question because she'll be good to go. The vet did say that dogs with this particular condition will see 50 to 100% recovery and improvement. So keep your fingers crossed, say your prayers that my little girl does make it to that 100%. I super appreciate that so much. Moving on to this next question. This is from Nope79 on Instagram, and he goes asking me, what is your favorite picture of your dog? Being that I'm kind of an obsessive dog mom, I feel like it's very tough for me to specifically pinpoint one picture. And then we've also been together for about 5 or 6 years now. So we have lots of pictures, and to show you some of these, first we'll start off with this past week when we were out in Laplace. I did run some errands with her, and because we were in travel mode, and I didn't want to leave her in the car because it was like 80-something degrees, and who does that if you're a dog owner? That's insane. I just so happened to have a big like cloth bag thing, and she fit in it, and so I was like, girlfriend is coming with me into Walmart and Trader Joe's. And in this one particular picture when we were in Walmart, girl's smile is just from ear to ear. She's so proud of herself, and so I think that's probably going to be one of my favorite recent pictures of my little girl. And then I have to say, we've had so many awesome holiday pictures. This past Easter, I did one with her when I was up on Long Island with my family, and I was wearing this really goofy bunny bow ear thing. So I love that picture because it's super cute. All of our holiday pictures in regards to Christmas have been fantastic. We've done numerous ones where I dressed her up in little, you know, festive apparel, and then mommy looked like an elf because that's how I roll. So that's a really fun picture. When we lived in South Carolina, we used to actually visit Santa Claus, and a few of the pictures that Ginger has with Santa, she's like horrified of, and you can just see in her eyes, she's like, don't touch me, I don't know who you are, I want my mommy. So super cute pictures in that aspect. We have done a lot of travel, so I think that I have some great images in that regards. Like when we were in North Carolina, we're talking circa before Hurricane Helene, when that went through the mountains of North Carolina. Ginger and I visited Chimney Rock, and let me tell you, we were dressed like skeletons, both mommy and baby, because it was Halloween. Super goofy. We went all the way up Chimney Rock. Gigi was really good about going up, but coming down, she refused. And so mommy had to carry this. At that point in time, she was a little over 20 pounds. So mommy was carrying this like over 20-pound dog down like 100 stairs. And everybody was laughing at me, thinking that it was so funny. And my response would be, it wouldn't be so funny if you were doing it. But overall, I mean, that was a really awesome picture that I have of her with just like the view in the background. It was stellar. And sadly, because of that hurricane damaging that area, it doesn't look the same. But I have heard that there's been some significant recovery in that area, and hopefully more and more so they can get back to the way they were, hopefully to some capacity. Other pictures that were really, really fun, the beaches of South Carolina. Gigi loved the beach. She would do her little zoomies, and it was just cute as could be. Then we went to Texas. We did a little spontaneous work freelance road trip from North Carolina to Texas, and we got our little country on. And then from there, I have to definitely show off the image from when we first crossed into Louisiana. I had my big U-Haul truck. We stopped at the rest stop right as soon as you cross over the line, and it was just me and my little girl celebrating our new chapter. And so far it's been pretty good, but I guess if I have to pick the ultimate favorite picture of them all, definitely the adoption picture. This is from 2021, back in March of that year, and both of us are absolute babies. I mean, Gigi was 18 months old. I was in my early 30s at that point in time. We were such babies, but it was just, you know, start of a new little family situation, and I'm so thankful for that moment. So maybe that is probably the above all favorite picture, but way too many to go choosing from overall. And then moving on to this next, this is more of a comment. You know, I do like to go getting questions, comments, and sound off so we can go mixing it up a little bit. And Nope79 says, just reminder, drink your water. That is for sure. You want to make sure you go staying hydrated, especially with temperatures. Average for this time of year in Louisiana is going to be 87 degrees. And the humidity's been on the rise over the last, I'd say, week or so. And we're not even into summer yet. So make sure you stay hydrated. I do try to do this, but I'm not perfect. I usually bring two things of drinks and stuff. I have a water bottle, and then I have a little coconut concoction. It's a mix of coconut water with freshly squeezed lime juice, and then also topped off with a little splash of cranberry palm juice. Super good. So, but friendly reminder, make sure you go drinking some water. Very, very good. And then Randy goes asking, does your TV station have a severe weather 4x4 that they let you take out and do live reports? So we do have station vehicles. I actually took one out to the Mardi Gras Madness along Bourbon, and I managed to get myself stuck along the street. I was a newbie at that point in time, and I didn't realize that they closed off a majority of the French Quarter for the Mardi Gras fun stuff, and I parked along a street, and I wasn't able to go anywhere, and I was stuck. I think I was looking for some sort of law enforcement officer of sorts to help me get out of the area for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Finally found one, ended up driving over the curb, and it was really funny because people, even though they saw my vehicle coming, they're like, no, we're gonna go right in front of it. And I did have to get a little New York on them and tell them, I need to get through, so unless you want to get hit, you best be moving. Thank you very much. Overall, we have vehicles. I have yet to go out on any severe weather type thing yet or cover any storm damage, but that's something that I am always open to. I did a lot of storm damage stuff when I lived in Fargo in Columbia, South Carolina, so I will never, ever say no to that. Or even storm chasing. I think maybe a little bit down the road when I trust myself a little bit more, I'd be down for that. We did have a storm chaser up in Fargo when I was out in those parts back in 2017 and stuff. But here we don't really do too much of that. But hopefully I may have to go put in a good word for my friend Randy. Randy wants me to go out and cover some severe weather. So there we go, Randy. Overall, fun stuff. Episode 10, love it. Make sure that you keep an eye out on my social media pages, specifically Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to go posting once or twice a week to go getting some responses from you, questions, comments, and sound-offs. Also the Facebook Live on Saturday night at 7:30. And then also you do have the questions option on Instagram. So you have a variety of different ways to go submitting your questions, comments, and sound-offs. And the more the merrier. Without you, this segment is not possible. And I love any type of participation from you. So thank you so much once again for making this episode possible. And don't go anywhere because we have another week of Neighborly Natalie in the works. I'll see you then.